Hi everyone, Lewis Smith here of MMA UK. You're joining us tonight for the 9th episode of the MMA UK Late Show. This is going to be the last one before we have the infamous James Hamilton back to start hosting these shows again. So,
is that fat bastard back next week?
What's that?
Fat bastard back next week.
James Hamilton is back next week, I've heard.
Is he? Lewis, you've been doing a great job. We might not want him back.
We'll have to see how it goes. I'll be a bit scared you want to beat me up though, Pete, if I take his job. I
don't know. I would be a fight I would love to see. It would need to be a sumo fight, but it would be a fight I'd love to see.
I'd pay.
Well, you can do anything now on. Really, you can do any fights now. You've got KSI, Logan Paul, and stuff going on.
Yeah.
You can do literally anything.
Maybe we'll do that on the next arena show then, Peter. Lewis Smith versus James Hamilton.
Yeah, you would come on up, yeah.
Between us four, we could run better shows than some people. So.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I just want to start off by saying, first of all, welcome to Alex Feld.
Hello.
He's the founder of Obsidian MMA. Alex, how are you this evening, sir?
Pardon? Sorry.
How are you, okay?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a long day, loads of training and stuff, but same as always.
Good to have you on, buddy. Good to have you on. Our next guest is our usual, Cameron, the expert, right? Cameron, nice to have you on, buddy. How's it going?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Making up for Peter's lack of fancy fashion tonight and representing the wee shite shirt for the evening, you know, just brightening up things.
Good. Nice to see. And obviously, the owner, the boss man himself, Peter Knox, owner of MMA UK. Pete, how's it going this evening?
Yeah, I'm not feeling too great, and that's probably why I'm a bit underdressed. But I do feel like I'm an extra in a 70s porno or some fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Don't lie, you'd be the star, Peter. Let's not joke here.
Yeah, I'd be the stud.
So
I mean, I kind of feel like the lead now.
As long as I'm a giver, no a taker.
No.
Peter, where's your tap out t-shirt and hat, buddy? The fans not used to seeing you without that on.
Yeah. No, I did have a new design because I thought originally we were going to be having Reese on, but he's coming next week, and then Richard Dixon considered it, so I had a couple designs for them. Then we got Alex at the last moment last night, and I've just not been able to. I might create one halfway through the show. You never know.
So you scared all the other guests off then, so you've got to tone it down a bit with your dress.
Yeah. If I can find my black marker, I might be able to design one for Alex as we go along.
No, perfect.
Right.
So yeah, I want to start off. Alex, I want you to talk a little bit about obviously Obsidian MMA. You're the founder and the head coach up there. Can you just talk a little bit about what you guys are doing up there and how long you've been going?
Well, basically, we're just over the year mark now. So in about March, I think it was March 4th, we had our first class. And since then it's just been keep going, training, getting more guys in, and now we've got to the point where I've got 4 guys making their debut, hopefully in 4 weeks. So like the evolution has been crazy to see, like literally just going, because I've never been part of a gym where it goes from opening to just having people fighting. So even just being around it, not even as a coach, just as a fighter and just as friends of these people, and seeing them develop from just being people who I would never think would even fight, maybe like actually going into the ring and like stepping in and fighting somebody, that's been really like an amazing experience. And as a coach, it's been another level because you actually have to develop these people in a different way and like study everything. So that's just life now, training, coaching, that's about it.
Yeah,
living it.
Where are you based out of, Alex? Were you
Lone Head, just outside Edinburgh.
Just outside Edinburgh, yeah?
Yeah.
And do they give out
Midlothian.
Do they give out those fancy nightgowns as well when you join?
Pardon?
Do they give out those fancy dressing gowns when you join as well?
Nah, I keep it simple. I've been going old school recently, t-shirt and shorts, especially for coaching. I go through like 3 pairs of gear a day. The amount of washing I do has been a sort of a slap in the face. Having to do 3 washes a day is a serious one.
Yeah, no, I bet. You mentioned a moment ago, Alex, obviously you're coaching, you're a fighter as well. What's it like for you to balance coaching and fighting? Is that something you enjoy or something you find quite difficult?
I enjoy it, but it's extremely difficult. It's the most difficult part of it, by far. the balance is pretty difficult. Holding pads is obviously makes it the hardest because the strain on the joints and your muscles and stuff takes it out of you. So it's pretty much just comes down to taking like proper rest and not overtraining. Really is the main key, and really being intelligent with how I'm training and training other people, training around my training and me training around other people's needs and stuff is really the key. So just got to follow a schedule, strict schedule and a strict routine, I'd say, is the key.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear you doing so much and keeping busy as well. So, you know, fair play for that.
You still fight yourself, Alex? You got any plans
I
to
was
fight again?
planning to fight boxing in a couple of weeks against a guy called Xander Savage or something. And then, but the day after I took the fight, I went to BJJ and injured my arm, like popped my elbow or something in a figure of 4. So that was me back out of the pool. But I want to come back in November because I've got a couple of guys that are planning to make the MMA debuts in November. So they're getting me pretty hyped, like with their energy and stuff. So I'm planning to come back in November, and I got some things in the back of my head. So
have you got a show in mind for November? Do you have a
On Top? We're going for On Top.
Okay. Brilliant.
James called me out as always on Facebook asking if I've got guys for September this time, and it was just a bit too early for some of them. They still need to iron out a few things for grappling and stuff. As always,
I think it's December. The other show. I think it's December.
I think he said it was November, so we're looking at maybe end of November, I would imagine, something like that. So I've got Max Harden and Jamie McClure, 2 guys. I've got 2 beasts, absolute savages. Just like Max is made of wood, and Jamie's just a brick. He's been in more fights than I can probably count on my hands that aren't in the cage. So Jamie's quite a crazy motherfucker. So and Max's game is fuck. So
That's what you want.
So they're getting me hyped.
Do you plan to fight on the same card as like having fighters?
Yeah, I like that. I like to fight on the same card. I'll either go first or last. It just depends. But
lead them out or
because I've got other people that obviously that can hold pads on the day and for BJJ and stuff. So and if we're all fighting, we can warm up together and obviously that dynamic. So I like to I don't want to sit on the sides like waving a flag telling them what to do, especially for their first fight. So I want to like head first, like lead them into battle sort of thing. So
yeah, no, fair play. That is I suppose that's going to be On Top in December. Did you say, or November?
Yeah, On Top.
So yeah, we'll look forward to that one. I'm sure Pete and Ox will give a few plugs for that one for you.
Oh, definitely.
But it's a booming scene up there at the moment, isn't it, Alex? Especially up that part of the world, Glasgow and Edinburgh. What's it like to sort of be a part of this at the moment and really developing Scottish MMA?
I mean, it's pretty good because even though I'm quite young, I've been around since like somewhat the old days. I've been training since like I was 13, so 8 years I've been involved in MMA and fighting and going to shows and being around shows since like 13, 14. Seeing the evolution of the rules, how people fight, the techniques. Probably like it's, as everyone says, it's such a young sport. So seeing the evolution has been something crazy because when I was younger, I was into football and athletics and all these other sports, but they never changed. They were always the same for like years and years and years. Judo was always the same, years and years and years. And I came into MMA and every 6 months there's a new thing. Somebody's just landed a spinning back kick. Now everybody's trying to spin back kicks. Somebody just landed, John Jones lands a spinning elbow. Everyone's like spinning elbows. Everyone's doing spinning elbows now, sort of thing. Like it's just constant evolution. Every weekend somebody's doing something new somewhere in the world. So it's just like a constant evolution. Even in the gym, now that I've got like 14-year-olds training, I'm watching them do stuff and I'm like, I couldn't do that the first time I hit the bag. Like tornado kicks and stuff, like mad stuff. Like, so it's just another level seeing the evolution of the game, like right in front of your eyes, like over the years. So even in myself, so.
Yeah, it must be quite satisfying for you as a coach and as a fighter to see that. And
it's crazy. That was crazy.
It brings me to what I want to talk about next was there's another event going on Saturday, which is Cage Warriors 95. There's a good few Scottish fighters on that card. Wanted to bring Cameron and Peter into this as well. Obviously, you've got on the undercard, it's going to be Ross Houston fighting. I would imagine that's going to be an eliminator fight for a title match at the welterweight division. Cameron, first, what's your thoughts on this matchup for him?
Yeah, it looks great. I was actually rewatching some of the old highlights of Ross Houston. It's actually so easy to get excited about him. I heard him giving an interview recently. I can't remember where I heard it. Apologies, but he was talking
MMA UK.
Yeah, of course, yeah. He was talking about how he was attempting to get on Tough, like the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
running it for the welterweights, but unfortunately the welterweights
changed.
fell through. So, he is very, very close to basically the highest level of MMA at the moment, and I think we will see him there. If he wins this weekend, I think we could very, very well see him there at the next UK card. Maybe if we have a Scotland card in the next year, I almost feel like saying it aloud's kind of tempting fate or whatever. But if we do, it would be nice to see him on it.
But do you think,
3 times in the mirror.
Do you think the UFC will be impressed that he beats a guy who's lost 4 of his last 6 fights? He's fighting a guy with an average record. I think Cage Warriors is holding Houston back. They're not giving him decent opponents. They should have given him Craig White before he got signed with the UFC.
I would argue that nowadays, with the UFC's method of just throwing stars in as fast as they can, you want to get as much experience outside of the UFC if you're a star. If you're big in a market, and if he becomes like a big star for Scotland, or you get what I mean, and they start chucking in with big guys, and he he probably wants more experience early. I'd say avoid the UFC, potentially even 2-3 more fights, and then dive in. Because if you've got hype behind you, they just seem to be throwing you in with the dogs now, and it's like 1 in 4 guys are actually handling it. So you get what I mean.
I definitely
that's
think
what I would say. If I was like looking from a coaching perspective, that's what I would have to sort of think. Like, especially with the way they're paying the fighters at undercard, it's not like you're going in with this like fat ass contract. You get what I mean, sort of thing. So.
They just say Ross is undefeated and he's fighting a guy fucking 11-9, 11-10, or whatever the fuck it is. The guy used to be a bit of a fighter, but he's on a losing streak right now. What?
Is Ross 6-0 at the moment? His record?
6-0. Yeah, he'll be 7-0 with this one if he.
That's what I'm saying. We all felt Ross should have had a title shot well before now, and he should have maybe got Craig White. But for whatever reason, the Cage Warriors was like, no, Craig White's getting the title shot, but Ross isn't. Then Craig gets signed by the UFC at short notice, and they still won't give Ross a fucking title shot. So
it's strange. Although it could be to do with the fact that the welterweight division is pretty saturated, and maybe they are giving him the opportunity to.
I just think that this is an easy fight for Ross. I can't see Ross is going to walk through. Definitely.
Another clip to the highlight reel won't hurt, I'm sure.
No.
What I think
true.
Ross back a little bit was the fact that he fought Aaron Carly twice. Obviously, he beat Aaron the first time, then fought him again.
Well, was it his fault though? Wasn't it his fault?
Yeah.
Were they not really similar fights?
Long and won that fight. I think the next shot would have been him and Craig White for the title.
Don't get me wrong, that guy was a tough son of a bitch that Ross beat twice. It's not an easy fight to take twice.
Were they not really similar fights?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I remember that. I got really hyped about it, and then I was like,
I thought, did Ross no shake him? Did Ross no nearly knock him out in the second one?
Yeah.
And that's what made the guy a tough son of a bitch, didn't he? Because he lasted the whole fight.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go down. He just wouldn't go down. So he was a tough opponent.
Yeah, Khalid is very, very tough, and I think the only thing is that stopped Ross getting that next shot was the fact that he fought him again, and it was a near enough mirror image of the first fight. Like I said, I think if he would have fought Liu Long and beat Liu Long, I think he would have fought Craig White for the title, or had that shot with Craig White, because Craig at that time was just a little bit more in front of him in terms of his record.
Yeah, but it wasn't Ross's fault that Lou pussied out, and then that event was the one with the snow, wasn't it? So he came all the way down for Scotland, endangering his life with the fucking snow. I heard they had a near close accident on the motorway today as well. It was a wheel came flying off a lorry and just missed them. So
I seen that on Facebook. Cam put that up.
Cam put it up. Yeah. So,
Jeez.
So that must have been a frightening event as well. So that's what I'm saying. I think Ross deserves a bit more than what he's getting. He deserves more credit as well. Such a nice guy as well.
Yeah.
He's grand, like.
But are we all in agreement then, guys? If Ross wins this one on Saturday, that he's next in line for a title?
Just give him the fucking belt. Just give him the belt. Put it around his waist. Give him it.
How do you guys see the main event going as well with Murda Jantamini? Are you familiar with him at all, guys?
I've not watched.
I tried to do as much of my research, but I looked more up on all the UK guys,
Yeah, I mean,
obviously I know Ross. I didn't have to look him up.
He's going to be fighting for the title. I think he's got a lot of submission wins. His last fight in Cage Warriors, he got a knockout, so he's going to be fighting for the title. To be honest, I would expect him to win. And then I think that if Ross wins well, I think that will be a really, really good matchup for those two for a shot in Cage Warriors.
Yeah, for the belt.
Yeah, definitely. I think
That
sounds like they're kind of setting up.
belt.
Maybe
That is
that's why
what
they
you
matched Ross with a dude with a lesser record to maybe set that up.
Maybe they don't want any Scottish champions because they can't be bothered coming up to Scotland. Who knows?
Nightmare to book a venue.
Yeah.
They used to come up here, and that's an excuse when I keep asking about it. Oh, we've been up to Scotland before. Aye, night in fucking oatcake. Now you go to fucking Israel and whatever.
Israel, no.
Know what I mean?
Fuck
We've
it.
we also lost one of our Scottish fighters off the card this Saturday as well. Scott Malone ended up losing out of his fight after having his fight replaced.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
He's I took no, what was it? He's 4-1 at the moment, and he's had 10 cancelled fights. 10 fights at professional level
Man, that's
cancelled
plagued.
in that amount of time. It's definitely. He did post on Twitter that he felt cursed, and it's like, well, it's hard to argue against when you see those numbers.
Because he's a future title contender as well. I know he's had a few
fights.
I didn't realise it was that many though. I knew he had a few, but
yeah,
that's bad.
With Scott,
that's
as well,
crazy.
Back from training with Team Alpha Male, I believe. So
yeah,
I've
seen
a lot of money on this camp, so it's a bit disappointing for him to be pulled out. The week of the fight, I think, isn't it?
Well, he actually lost his original opponent. I think that was that a month ago ish. He lost his first opponent, and and he got a replacement. But I think that was only a couple of days ago that the replacement dropped out as well. So Corey Tate dropped out the replacement, so he couldn't replace him anyone in that amount of time. So unfortunately,
and then the next Scottish fighter on the card, I believe, is Paul McBain. What's your thoughts on Paul McBain and his coming fight on the weekend?
I'm very interested. Like, I'll let you go.
Last time I watched, I was like half asleep, but from what I watched, it was actually pretty exciting because you know those cards where you're like falling asleep, and then there's that moment of action where you're like, oh, and it actually wakes your brain back up. I remember when I was watching it, and I'm sure it was like a ground transition. I can't remember what it was. It was scrambles and stuff, but some of those guys, when you're watching it from an outside perspective and you watch them scramble and you see the small like intricacies, like how they turn their hips, and it's almost like watching, like, see, you know, when Loma turns on a guy like Lomachenko, and you see that scramble and somebody just moves on the ground in such a fluid way, and I was like, oh, it was one of those, but since then I'm not sure what's his most recent like activity, because is he lower on the card from what I've seen on the website?
He is a little bit. Well, he's at the top of it, but he's
oh right, man, I must be looking that up to down.
He's had I think he's 5-0, and 4 of them were all in the first round. So he's only actually been at the first round once, where half of them being knockouts, which I think kind of speaks for itself. But if you watch any footage of him, he has something special, and I'm very interested to see how he performs today.
The touch.
That's it. You know, there's just some people out there, you just happen to have it, and he's a no-nonsense guy. He works in the rigs. He's someone that just basically works.
There you go, graft.
When you're in that mindset, it's, you know, hard work makes anything possible, and I think we're going to see something special out of him.
Well, you've already got drilled into you. You've got like a camp mentality almost. What you got, like that time on, time off. That's you. You do your work and then you rest. So
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great card. Obviously, a lot of Scottish interest on this, so best luck for all you guys watching that. Obviously, speaking of that, I'm going to be going up to that card. I'm going to be reporting Cage Side for it.
Not too bad.
And there's going to be 2 Welsh fighters on that card as well. I'm looking forward to see. The first one is Chris Des Edwards. Des obviously coming back into a bit of form. He's on a 3-fight win streak now. He's got a big fight, so I think if Des wins this, he's going to be into the top 3 bantamweights, which is a big deal for him. And then obviously the next one is a guy I'm a really big fan of. I'm sure you've seen a bit about him, Peter. Is Mason Jones.
Never heard of him.
You're not familiar with the Welsh fighters anymore, Peter, you know?
No. Why would I be familiar with Welsh fighters, for fuck's sake?
What's that?
Why would I be familiar with the Welsh?
I don't know. I feel there's a bit of an elephant in the room here, Peter. You got something against the Welsh people? What's going on?
No, I'm jealous because you guys are getting all the MMA attention and all that. You're doing very well, apart from you can't get a UFC event in Wales, which is probably down to a venue kind of thing. But you got a lot of good and up and coming fighters. Same with Ireland as well. I'm jealous of them as well, especially the local scene. because they're selling fucking 2,000, 3,000 a show and all that. And
Aye, locals and that.
Scotland put on good shows, but you're looking at fucking 800 to 1,000 max. It's no, for whatever reason, it's hard to get people through the door at Scottish local events, and I don't know why yet.
So yeah, well, Pete, I'm glad we've addressed that. I was starting to get a bit worried that you didn't like the Welsh people on the card. So
no, I love the Welsh people, but I've not even looked at the card. I knew who the Scottish fighters and all that were fighting and all that, but I expect the Welsh to do well. They always do anyway.
Yeah. No, I did want to speak a bit about Mason Jones because he's fighting in the lightweight division. A lot of people have said he's a little bit too small for that division, but I think he's been seen a nutritionist and bulking up. And he's going to be fighting Common Day, and I think that's going to be a really good fight. I think.
Is he on the Lewis Smith diet?
He's on the seafood diet that I'm on.
The Lewis Smith diet.
He's on the James diet. He is. The sumo diet. But obviously, then that takes on to the next fight this weekend, which is going to be UFC Hamburg. Quite a few British fighters on there. Cameron, what's your thoughts on this card? Obviously going to be headlined by Logan Hua. What's your thoughts on this card?
I think we're going to see a lot of gifts come Sunday evening, Monday morning. Shogun Rua, a legend of the sport, man, but Anthony Smith's been on a tear for a wee bit. You're going to see some pretty, I think we're going to see a knockout one way or another. I don't like saying it aloud, but it's likely to happen in this fight. I don't think we'll see the final bell in that. But that's kind of aside to the fact that we do actually have there's a lot of UK prospects on the card. Mark Chikese, who he's had some trouble in his more recent fights. He looked a little bit kind of he basically gassed a wee bit in his last fight. But I think he's being back home again. He's been training in America, but he's been training back in the UK for a small amount of time before this fight. So I think he'll use that energy for a good performance. And also David Grant, who's on Tough, I think.
Oh yeah.
At least 3 or 4 seasons ago, is making a UK return again. He was actually one of the very unlucky people that was plagued with all sorts of weird issues. I can't actually remember. He missed weight, I think, once, but it was a strange situation if I remember rightly. And he's been unfortunate in the past.
His coach died as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had a lot of tough stuff going on. So. Hopefully everything's gone smooth for him this time, and we'll see a good performance out of him.
And obviously we've got Danny Hot Chocolate Roberts on that. He's going to be facing David Zawada, and there's also the debut of Nad Narimani, which I'm quite looking forward to. Obviously, Nad,
that should be good.
Former Cage Warriors featherweight. He's also been out, I think, with Scott Malone training in Team Alpha Male. So really looking forward to seeing him make his debut. I mean, are you familiar with him at all, Alex? What's your thoughts on that? Are you familiar with him?
What was his last fight? Was it with Paddy, or was he had one since then?
I fought Paddy, didn't he?
Yep.
Aye, because that was a crazy fight. Was that the fight where Paddy spewed after it?
No, that was the one before he was sick after.
That was the one before.
Right. He won that one. He won the one.
He's such a maverick. He's such a crazy guy. No, but that fight with Paddy was great because everybody expected him to lose. Nad, sort of thing. But, I mean, you can never count it as 50-50. I always watch Cage Warriors and see it much more 50-50 because I'm less invested in it.
Yeah.
So, I open eyes. So, when I was watching it, it was really good. I was impressed with his performance. Like, he definitely looked UFC level. The way he can, he just looked far more experienced than Paddy when he fought him. Like, it was just like night and day. So, I'd say he's ready.
I know as well, I've been watching the training videos of Cody Garbrandt and Chad Mendez, and he's been featured
on YouTube.
Yeah, he's been featuring.
Yeah. I subscribe to them on YouTube and stuff.
They're obviously training with very good guys, which, I mean, coming from a coaching perspective, it must help, Alex, mustn't it? To be training with that level guys constantly.
It's probably the best. You can't beat it. There's nothing you can do that's better than that. Like the patterns you learn and the techniques you adapt to, and like you learn to dodge and stuff. Everything. It's just another caliber.
Cody's best video was when he was training with Van Damme in the cage. Did you see it? Yeah. And Van Damme caught him in the eye or something, and Cody walked off sulking.
Who was that, Pete?
Van Damme and Cody were in the cage. I think they were just messing about, and Van Damme threw a kick and caught him in the eye, and Cody sulked and fucked off.
I've not seen that.
Because Van Damme goes, he went to apologise, and Cody kind of pushed him out of the way and walked out.
I got all stroppy.
It was funny as fuck.
That's quite funny, to be fair. What I want to say, guys, I just want to jump in briefly because I'm going to forget to say this otherwise. MMA UK, we are currently teamed up with CBD Life UK. So head over to their website and use our code MMA UK 15 and you can get 15% off discount on their website. There's also a competition we've got up on our MMA UK Facebook page at the minute, and that is for a £100 gift card to use on CBD Life UK. Sure, you can do a lot of damage with that, guys. All you've got to do is like the MMA UK Facebook page, like the CBD Life UK Facebook page, and share the post that we've put up about it, and yeah, you can win that £100 voucher. To be fair, Peter Knox is probably going to win it anyway, but it's going to be worth a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to go share it right now. So.
The head in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you're sort of training, guys, it's obviously great for recovery. So,
Alex, do you use CBD oil?
There's nothing better than CBD. I've been on that level for years. Back in college when I was like 15 or 16 or something, when I left high school, I had like a book, Cannabis, Pharmacology, Toxicology and Biology, about like CBD, all the different cannabinoids, CBD, CBG, CBC, like THCA. There's all these different things, and like they all have medical benefits, and none of them like affect your mind at all. So I've been on that stuff for years. So
you see, when you first take it, does it take a bit of time to kick in, or do you feel
it probably just depends on like the type of product you're using. If you're using like oil dropper, like, because there's so many different ones, you can get like capsules which are like cod liver oil capsule type things, and they take a bit longer. You get ones that are like what's it called, sublingual, under your tongue, and they like are like much faster. And then you obviously get balms and salves that you rub on your skin, and it makes your muscles like.
I've got a vaporizer for it as well, which is
there you go.
It comes in every form.
The only way you can describe that is like after just a few moments, your sort of whole body just relaxes. Like
for after training, there is absolutely nothing.
There's nothing better. There's nothing that compares to it. Our body was meant to use it. We've got two endocannabinoid systems or receptors, A and B, and we were designed to have these cannabinoids like attached to these receptors and like fire like messages and stuff and tell our body to do things. So
yeah. So guys, you've heard it from Alex himself. Get over to CBD Life UK and try and win some of those £100 vouchers. Obviously, you can do a lot of damage there, I assume, Pete, on the website.
You might get 110 or something for a fucking £100. It's no cheap. It's no cheap.
You get what you pay for.
You need to be honest, but it's no cheap.
Fair play. So yeah, guys, head over and have a look at that. Next thing I want to talk about, obviously, but moving on from what we were talking about the UFC, guys. Been in the news today. We've heard the story break that 11 sports are going to be competing for the rights with BT Sport for show it. They're going to be having 11 Sports 1 and 11 Sports 2, and they're going to be trying to sort of compete and get some of the BT Sports UFC cards. I mean, Pete, obviously you're the man to go to about this. What do you think about them moving on to 11 Sports? It's been a great platform over the last couple of years, especially for the British fans to watch UFC. What do you think about it moving?
Well, the rumour, it's not official yet, but the rumour is that for next year they'll take over for BT Sports. I know they've stolen football off BT and Sky. A lot of people think, oh, this might be pay-per-view now because they're a pay-per-view streaming service, but as you just said, they're launching 2 TV channels, which not official yet, but they should be available on Sky and Virgin, blah, blah, blah. I think it'll be very similar to what we've got already. It'll be £10 a month or whatever. They access the 2 channels. Or with Virgin, it's free if you think you're the medium package or above. I think it'll be something very similar. The guy actually running it used to work for BT Sports. He used to be the head of BT Sports, so he's obviously seen a market there and thought, I'm going to work for myself rather than BT Sports. And they're doing very well to take stuff off Sky and BT already. I don't think we'll be paying pay-per-view for a very, very long time. I think they struggle, even the big cars, to get
it's dying.
Yeah, I think they're struggling, especially with the TV deal in America going from Fox to ESPN. Fox dumped them and didn't renew it and went back to WWE because they get better viewing figures. So I think since the UFC has been taken over, I think they're on the way down, and they need something change. I think they're in trouble in the next couple of years. They need something desperately to change. They don't. That's why Brock's coming back. That's why you'll get the Conor Khabib thing. Once they go, they're fucked. There's no. Don't get me wrong. People like Max Holloway to me are superstars, but Daniel Cormier is a superstar, but he doesn't sell pay-per-views. Doesn't sell. That one was Stipe. there was, well, that's something you expect 1 million buys or something. What was it, 300,000-400,000, something like that? Very poor. So I think the UFC is in deep, deep trouble. So there's no way in hell. I think they should scrap pay-per-views in America as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why they don't have it all in Fight Pass. Have the whole thing in a Fight Pass, like the WWE thing that they do. It pays £10 a month or whatever, and you can watch any event. I would have it like that.
It would make a lot more sense for that.
You push your product. You can have loads of adverts and sponsors and more of that shit to make their money. That's what I would do.
So Peter, you know this deal 11's trying to get in on then. Will they be taking the whole thing off BT Sport, or will it be like a split thing where they show some of the cards on BT Sport and some of the cards on 11? Or is that not finalised yet? Yeah,
it sounds to me BT won't have anything at all. Apart from, I know they have their own wee shows that they do sometimes about the MMA, but I know BBC Three have got some as well. But it sounds like they will lose all the events.
So, but do you think that's a positive thing or a negative thing? Back to the question, that it'll go to someone else.
I think it's good that we've got somebody to rival BT and Sky, because the more the better. But for the UFC, it's probably a bad thing. But
I would hope that if 11 are kind of taken over, that they would do their own coverage in the way that, so BT kind of did. I think they were actually the ones that pushed getting UK commentators involved, like when we had Dan Hardy and John Gooden start working for the UFC covering their events. They actually initially started working for BT Sports. But I remember there's a number of times where BT, like, just their broadcast was weird. Like, we had sound issues. I remember during the I think it was Alistair Overeem and Bigfoot when they fought, and it was going into the third round and the stream cut out completely. I remember I was screaming at the television for it cutting out, and it went to the BT Sports logo, and it was wait, please wait kind of thing. And I've seen them have problems like that a number of times, and I was that was BT's first foray back into TV since whenever, well, basically ever. So and I think maybe 11 Sports, if they're being headed by someone who's got that experience now, we'll see a sort of higher quality of coverage, and that'll be a welcome thing,
Another problem with pay-per-views is every time you go, if you don't want to pay for it and you go for a live stream, it crashes, especially the big events. But if you're willing to wait till the event's finished, you can get it just like that. Within 5 seconds on a laptop, you can watch the whole event right after it's finished perfectly in HD. You know what I mean? It's easy to do.
It's ridiculous.
There's a bit of a flow with it, really, isn't it? I suppose is that you can just wait and get it straight after.
Yeah.
So long as
if you're not willing to watch it live, you can get it straight after. I do that with the wrestling events. I thought I probably shouldn't say that, but for the kids and all that, get it for free. I'm not paying £15-20 for a fake event. You know what I mean?
Danger.
Alex, any thoughts on this before we move on?
I think it's good that 11 are taking over, because I kind of hope in a way that it means they think they can improve the product and sort of just deliver it better. Because I mean, if they can deliver it even like 5% better than BT, we're balling. Because sometimes it's a nightmare. Like the fact that it cuts out like 30% of what they're saying if they swear once and stuff. Like sometimes I have no idea what anybody's bloody saying. I'm just sitting there going, what did he say? And he'll just say like 3 words, and I'm like, well, that was good. And then you watch it back online or something, and he swore like once, and you're just like, what?
Post-fight interviews, Alex, isn't it? When they go after Joe Rogan goes in at the end.
Yeah,
it's a whole nightmare. It's a whole show, Lewis.
We're watching guys go in there and beat the shit out of each other, and they swear, and it blanks it out. Like, what the fuck's that all about?
Yeah. I think there's a very slight time delay, and there's a guy with a button, and he's fucking.
There is, of course there is, of course there is.
And when they mute it, they kind of. You hear the crowd a bit more, and it's in the atmosphere. It goes loud and no loud. It's fucking weird. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Nah, we need to kill pay-per-views. Get rid of that. We need to be streaming. And I think maybe even like if we're streaming, maybe even the UFC can do something like after it, provide a download link that's like locked or something on like an app, and you just pay like a couple of quid to unlock it or something like that. And then they can really, and even if they test that, then they can really have an like indication of the real numbers of who's interested. Because if you look at like YouTube videos and like insights on like Instagram posts and Facebook, that's how you know how many fans people actually have. But these guys, their fans aren't actually buying pay-per-views, because nobody's going to pay that much money just to watch these guys fight. Because you can watch it in HD online for free, live or after. If you can be bothered enough Like these guys who are fans, they can obviously bother to spend 5 minutes searching through Google to find a good stream. So it's done. That's it. They're happy. They're not paying £60. And now with like HDMI, and you can connect your phone to your TV now, so people don't like, you don't even need a laptop anymore to do this stuff. So like PPV is done. It's dead. That's why it's never worked in Britain, because I just think genuinely we're just slightly less stupid than the average like level of like America. Like PPV doesn't work here because who the fuck's going to pay £50 to watch that shit when it's crap? We're paying £50 and there's still adverts.
Don't get me wrong. You sometimes get the big boxing events. Say Joshua B. Wilder happens,
but they do it right for whatever reason. You don't even regret paying for those. There's one every bloody. There's one every like 8 months. Like those like big fights. Yeah. Sort of thing. Like in UFC, there's a Joshua every 2 weeks. Sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm quite lucky. My girlfriend works for Sky, so I get to watch them for free anyway. So I don't mind.
All right. You can hook up a live stream for this in the next one. Then there we go.
Yeah. Ixnay.
Well, I was going to go back to what you said though, Alex. I can remember watching Nick Diaz and Anderson Silva. And in the round, as Nick Diaz was speaking shit to him, they were blocking out what he was saying.
No,
it was so annoying. It really annoyed me that day, because that is watching Nick Diaz,
the most garbage thing I've ever heard.
So it is very annoying. I can agree with you there, and especially in the post fights as well, when they're calling someone out. You want to hear what they've got to say. A lot of times they do get heated, and
I would love to fight.
But BT Sports, it's fucking 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. It's not like 8 o'clock at night when the kids are watching.
If I have to put a pin in to watch it on my telly, basically, which I do, it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Honestly, just never bothered to change it. There's no children. It's just you don't even know how to change it. But it's like you just put it in. But if I have to put a pin in, why can I not hear it swear? That is the weirdest, most backwards. It seems our sport is always overrun with these bullshit logistics. Like we're not like clever enough or capable enough to govern our things ourselves, or like listen to people swear. Like fuck knows what's wrong with it. Same with like the judging and stuff. Like we have all the commissions like overruling and stuff all the time. So like it always seems to be some kind of puppeteering and some kind of setback, like that makes the product like less good. If we had full control or full access, so to speak, like it would be much better.
We actually had Frankie Anderson with the same censor button that BT Sports used, but it broke after 30 seconds. So.
Yeah. No, so guys, obviously, I think, to be honest, Alex, I think you made some really good points there. You and Peter Knox, I think, could be on the board for the next 11 sports meeting, and
it'll be interesting to see what they do. They'll probably end up taking all the BT staff over, and they'll jump ship.
Yeah.
So you never know, but hopefully no one they come up with their own pundits and come up with some good shows.
Yeah. And obviously there's another show I wanted to talk about before we were going to mention the UFC was Bellator. They seem to be sort of working quite hard lately. They've just announced a welterweight tournament, which is going to be, I think there's 10 competitors. You've got Rory McDonald, Douglas Lima, MVP.
And maybe Paul Daly.
Maybe Paul Daly. I'll come to you on this one first, Cameron. What's your thoughts on Bellator and these tournaments that they put on?
I mean, it's another way for us to kind of get, like Alex was saying, get the logistics around the actual sport out the way. You know, we're going to have a tournament, but ultimately this just means that we're going to get 10, actually arguably the top welterweights in the world, because Bellator's been putting in the effort to actually draw in talent now and not just kind of do weird freak show fights, which they do still occasionally do, but they have actually got a great division there. And I think, like I said, there's been rumors that we might have Paul Daly versus Michael Venom Page as one of the first round fights, and if that's one of the first round fights, it's going to be, it'll be interesting.
Well, Paul Daly posted about that earlier on. He posted a picture of himself in MVP and hinted at that. So
yeah, I think there's been pressure from a lot of sides for that to happen. I think everybody's just wanting the money to be right, I'm guessing. But that'll be great. And seeing Rory McDonald come back again and because he's obviously been making a lot of tweets about trying to get a fight. Essentially, he's felt quite inactive, and it's a shame for someone of his talent to be on the sidelines. So regardless of who he gets, it'll be. I'd actually like to see him fight someone like Naaman Gracie, or maybe John Fitz.
Next, Rory.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting how they play that. But I reckon it'll either get his fight either be like the last one or the first one, and they'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah.
But
Alex, what do you think of these tournament style fights that Bellator's doing at the moment?
I like it, but I think it's really interesting that MVP's finally like approaching like high. Yeah. Like how fucking long have people been talking about MVP? The first day I ever trained, they were like, MVP, man, you need to watch this guy, MVP, and I was like, holy shit. And then like you realize he's just like knocking these guys out, but you've like never heard of them. So and these guys never go on to do it. Like after they fight MVP, a lot of the time they don't do fucking anything. So it's cool to finally see him step up. But it's a bit bullshit that they're putting him with Paul Daly in the first round. Like fuck that. They should just chuck him with John Fitch or something and see how he fucking handles it.
Yeah, no. You want to see?
No, because when have we ever seen him fight somebody who was like the opposite style, proper John Fitch or something like even Neiman Gracie? Fuck it, John Fitch would be a bit too boring because John Fitch is gonna like wrestle fuck the shit. Like he's gonna basically just like lie on top of him, maybe finish him, but I just see like a wrestle fuck for 15 minutes there. So I think that's a snooze fest. So maybe not do that, but maybe Neiman Gracie MVP. That would be my ideal first round fight. I'd like to see that. That's what I want to see.
Well, according to the comments, Paul Daly is now official in the tournament.
Is
if he gets MVP, I think he should change his nickname to Pedo Hunter. Because because
that's the wave of popularity.
That'd be a great way to get into MVP's head, especially with his dad and all that, being a pedo and all that. So.
Oh shit.
Remember Richard Dixon brought that up when we were doing the Bellator special and goes, oh, his dad's a pedo. And I thought, I've heard something with that, and I researched it.
That is fucking sketchy. Like,
it's a steep rumor to be thrown around, but
it's not a rumor. He's convicted.
Oh, really?
He's in jail.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I was Paul Daly, I'd change my nickname to Pedo Hunter. I mean, it would get into his head. It'd be brilliant.
Maybe that's why MVP's playing so much Pokemon.
But some people are commenting MVP's a shit Anderson Silva and stuff like that. So
no, that's a bit.
Anderson Silva fought real fighters though.
But listen, a shit Anderson Silva's still like amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Anderson Silva.
What's your thoughts on the tournament, Pete? Obviously, they got the heavyweight one going at the minute, haven't they? Obviously, you've got Fedor, Frank Mir, Chael Sounds in that.
Well, Frank Mir got knocked the fuck out, didn't he? So.
Yep. Yeah. Fedor's to fight Chael.
What's that?
Have you enjoyed the heavyweight tournament that they've had?
Well, I've only seen highlights and all that because Bellator are a fucking nightmare when it comes to TV and all that. It's bad enough getting them to screen the UK events, let alone the American events. So usually I just see highlights the next day. But I thought Frank Mir was stupid. I don't know why he just didn't take Fedor down and finish him. You know what I mean? Just fucking stand and bang a bit and then boom, he's out. So what is the draw now? What stage of the semi-finals now?
Yeah,
I probably Matroni's still in it, isn't he? He'll probably win it if he's still in it. He's probably the nearest one to the peak. They're all past it, but he's probably the nearest one to the peak. That'll probably go on and win it. But you never know. If you stand with Fedor, then you've got a chance of getting knocked out. But
yeah, Chael's to fight Fedor next. I'm very curious to how that fight's going to go down.
Yeah, well, Chael, he's not going to do a Frank Mir, is he? He's going to go straight for the takedown.
He's either going to hit the double in the first 10 seconds or he's getting knocked the fuck out. But
then again, can you take him down? Who knows?
Fedor's no slouch, you know.
I reckon Chael's got it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I reckon there's only so many times you can fight and be fresh. Surely, he's old as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all see the Fabio Maldonado fight where basically
we
knocked
did.
out 3 times and a referee basically saved his life and went, "That's fine, just have 10 seconds to get a breather in that, you know, and get your wits back with you and that. You all right now? Yeah, okay, now you can go back to the fight."
Major brain damage.
The good thing with these tourneys, you can't hide. And is Rory going to be? He's in the welterweight one, isn't he?
Yeah.
So usually you would think, they'd have the winner fight the champion, but it's good to have a champion in it. So.
Yeah, I think Rory's going to fight Gegard Mousasi, and then they're going to have a fight on the undercard of that.
Fuck it, that could be a final itself.
Yeah, and then so Rory's going to go for the middleweight belt, and then he's going to come back and defend the welterweight belt in that tournament.
Oh right, he's going to fight. Right, I got you. Right.
So it will be pretty exciting because that's a good fight. Obviously, there's a big size difference between Rory and Musashi as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
As you say, I would like to see Bellator concentrate more. I'm glad they didn't get the fucking Liddell Ortiz fight and all that, because that just adds.
Oh, no,
I'll watch it. It's
that's
still going to
weird.
add to the, yeah, it's still going to. It's a circus, so I'm glad they didn't.
We're gonna watch an old man receive a concussion.
I hope they let them both juice to fuck under Golden Boy.
I think Tito's going to walk through him, take him down and ground and pound him, and that's it.
Yep,
That's
I would
over.
agree.
But,
What if we just like? What if Chuck just hires like a team of scientists to just fucking?
You can't rebuild
Like
your
those
brain
guys-
structure, man. You can't. There's too much brain damage that's happened. Unless he's like, you know, you'd need to have some pretty fancy Russian doctors doing some pretty fancy stuff.
I was about to say you could have those dudes from Icarus, that documentary, just jagging him up with fucking gorilla juice all week until the fight, and you could just have old, not even like Iceman, just like don't know, Ice Grandad or something.
I just say I would like to see Bellator get away from that kind of thing and go. I said
Yeah,
that
yeah, needs to go back proper.
If I was Bellator, I'd be looking at UK scene. I'd be looking at Cage Warriors and going, well, Ross Houston's not been snapped up yet. Why not offer him a contract and see what he says? I know Bungy's trying to get in there. Lou Long's trying to looking at Bellator. So I think you're going to see a few British. But I'd be looking at people like Ross
Well,
Houston.
listen,
And go, is he
they're too
going to?
fucking concerned with that Aaron Chalmers bullshit. Their heads are screwed on backwards and they're shoved up their arse, and
Yeah, that's a heap of
they
shit.
need to get it sorted. The UFC, I don't know how, but the UFC, they set a trend and everyone just fucking follows, even if it's fucking shit.
Where he goes, CM Punk maybe sign for Bellator, get him against
Mate, he
Chalmers.
probably could. Mate,
That'd be-
do you think
I'd like to see that actually.
Chalmers would knock him out?
Yeah,
And
would.
that-
Would.
We don't need that. That is the worst thing we need for MMA. We can't do that. We need to put Chalmers with a real guy.
We need Khabib Connor. That's what we need.
We need Khabib Chalmers, mate, at welterweight. That's what we need. That's the money fight.
I don't want to see a man die. I don't want to see a man die.
Listen, with
Rest in
Khabib's
peace,
fucking
Khabib.
hands, with Khabib's hands down here, anything can fucking happen. Let's say that. We got Aaron Chalmers first 10 seconds. He stiffs Khabib. There's Dana.
There's actually a good question came in. Who expected Mark Hunt to headline UFC Russia?
That's just weird.
Yeah.
The blue, didn't it?
Their
You can't.
heads
you
are
can't
so far up their arse.
You cannot Ezekiel Mark Hunt. His neck is too fat for that to be physically possible. So I'll be very interested to see what Oleinik's techniques are. You know what he's got in the bag for that fight. Like, it'll be good.
Yeah, but all the
What's
shit
on the
that Mark
Russian
Hunt's
card?
been through, I'm saying with Mark Hunt, all the shit he's been through, but in the UFC, or he's no fit to fight, and all of a sudden he's headlining cards. It's just
Yeah.
it's a
I
quick
mean,
turnaround.
the last interview I heard, I feel like he was slurry a bit. So
Yeah,
I just
don't want to. Yeah, I think so as well. I don't want to see him get hurt and all that. He's a fucking warrior, a beast.
am I wrong? But is the right move for UFC, or would the right move for UFC Russia not have been to hype the fuck out of what's his name, Zabit Magomed Shapirov, hype
He's
the
fighting
fuck
Yair
out of him?
Excellent.
Yeah, but like they should have ditched that fight and they should have just done like a 12-week hype train around Russia with him. There's media tour. Put him with somebody that he's gonna beat. Get what I mean? Or somebody that's gonna go 3 rounds with him and he can showcase his talent, sort of thing. And they should be doing that, getting the hype train going. Put Alexa Oleinik on co-main or something. Get what I mean? That is why have they put that? That is like the most boring fight. And it's like to the point where I even in my head I'm like I might even put a $5 on Alexa Oleinik to get the bloody Ezekiel choke. Like that's how boring and like predictable some of these fights can be nowadays at heavyweight. After the bloody Ngannou Lewis fight, I'm off the heavyweight hype train.
Yeah.
It has to be like higher level to even interest you. Like there's some that shit's boring now.
I thought we'd see Ngannou evolve after what happened with Stipe. I knew Stipe would beat him the way he did, and I thought, right, he's going to learn now, he's going to evolve, but he went, I don't know what the fuck he was playing at. No throwing anything. If I don't throw a punch, I won't gas. I don't know what kind of tactic that was. But
It was a very
Crazy.
boring fight, that one, wasn't it?
yeah. So
Worse than
boring, they
UFC
didn't
yesterday.
interview him. They didn't even interview him after the fight. So.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a good look for it. I don't think anyone came out of that fight looking good. The UFC or either of the two fighters, just because neither of them really wanted to fight. I don't think, did they?
No.
But I don't know. Speaking of obviously the Russian card, though, you mentioned Zabit. Do you think it would have been good to have Zabit and Yair Rodriguez headline that card? Right? Because that's why we've seen Alex.
Zabit and Yair? No, I think it's too risky to put Yair headlining if you're trying to actually build stars. Maybe they could just
that
put.
Fight is happening. That fight is happening.
No. I mean, but like, I almost feel like that's just. I almost feel like even for Zabit, it's still risky, like because he's like. I think if they want to really showcase Zabit and push his star power, they should have him against the guy that they feel like he's more comfortable against. I guess.
Sort of building. Because you think the UFC should be building Zabit up then, really?
Yeah, of course. He like. Have you heard the stories of who's it? Is it Mark Henry that trains him?
Yes.
Yeah. Like the stories, like they just when they talk about him, they're like he does things that they've never ever seen before in the sport, and like he just never like he beats people you wouldn't believe. They don't want to mention names, but he beats like people that like they would be like the real deal sort of thing. So when you hear them say stuff like that, build him up, let him get his craft in the cage, build the fight IQ, and then chuck him in there with the guys that are like potentially going to knock him out if he has his hands down in stupid times and stuff.
I will say.
The way if he fights like the way he fought against, if he fights how he fought against Bochniak, against Yair, he's got a chance to get knocked out because Yair is more explosive than Bochniak. So, if I look at it from that perspective, I'd say.
Does anyone know think Russia they missed a trick with Russia because obviously the success with the World Cup? Why not just make a pay-per-view and have Khabib be Conor? Get Putin would even show up.
I've got a theory, right? I got a theory that. Because you know how Trump's got such a ridiculous ego and stuff. Now that Putin's been so friendly with Conor, Trump like goes like U-turns and just hits up Conor, and Conor's the first person to get a belt in the White House, and we have this whole drama where we like get what I mean, like, and then when we build like Conor v Colby or something, like we go U-turn. I'd rather see that than Conor v Khabib, Conor v Colby.
Well, Colby's no fighting Woodley now, and the rumour is they might strip him of the belt because he can't fight, and they've now offered it to Darren Till.
Why can't he fight, Pete?
I'm not mad.
I'm not
mad at that.
We don't know that, but some shitty outlet made it look like that Colby didn't want to fight. Of course he wants to fight. He's been screaming for Woodley for ages and saying he's a real champ. How bad would that look for Colby? Unless Colby has got something like Conor or something lined up that we don't know. We don't know about some crazy shit. You don't know, but as far as I know, he can't fight on the day offered. Yeah. So, for them to say they're going to strip him would be a bit harsh as well. But I don't know how you can have Till step in if the interim belt's not getting.
No, that's the worst idea ever. Till needs to fight somebody below him at least one or two fights.
I think Till should fight again to prove he can make weight, and that was as well.
I think he was 100%. Thinking the same thing, but it was tweeted saying that he got offered it. So. I mean, ultimately, he did actually just beat. Now, whether whatever you think about that decision, but he did officially beat the last person to go twice with Tyron Woodley. So,
but if you look at you go.
If you look at how bad Till's last weight cut was, and then what's happened to Max recently, it's a big risk.
Yeah,
fuck that.
I think if, obviously, Covington can't take that fight with Woodley, what I believe will happen is that they'll strip him and Till will get the next shot, regardless if it's right or not. I think after that win with Wonderboy, that's the biggest other than Covington. So I think that is what he will try and make next.
If he's downright refusing the fight, then strip him. But if he's no, and there's another specific reason why he can't fight at that time, then it's a bit harsh to strip him.
Well, I thought he was injury. I did when it came up. I assumed that he was injured or something like that. But
maybe he is. I don't know.
He's talked about doing the WWE like very soon. Like he said, he wants to do WWE like in the current time frame, like the not too distant future. So never know. It could be some weird crossover.
I like Colby. He's shit talking so bad that it's funny as fuck. That's what I love.
I'm on the hype train. I
love it.
But I kind of feel like. Maybe he's going because he's like under Papa Chael's wing sort of thing, so maybe he's going like down the route of if I just back out the fight. Maybe he's not happy with his contract or something. Backs out the fight, says he wants to do WWE. They're offering me X. You know, I can hold up the division as long as I want. They're paying me $500,000 to cut a shitty promo and fight somebody at WrestleMania or some bullshit shit like that.
We might be seeing a bit of a partnership here because obviously Ronda went to the WWE, and plus Dana White was there front row for her big fucking debut at that main event. He
Yeah,
was
but
there.
it was awful.
And now they got Brock Lesnar coming back, but he's still at the moment he's still that WWE champion or whatever. But you never know, they might leave him as the champion when he comes to fight back the UFC.
Does he not only fight once a year in WWE anyway? He's not.
Yeah. But the thing is, the problem with him is, why they're giving him a title shot? Is he going to take the title and run, or is he going to fight again and defend it?
Not going to beat DC.
They don't care.
He's not going to beat DC.
How do you know though?
I don't know. There's a big fucking size difference between those two. I think he'll piss hot after it, but I think
Of course he will. Of course he will.
I think he'll run through DC.
Well, how about we go? Why doesn't DC just juice the fuck up? DC just get yoked.
Who was the last person to make a mess of Brock?
Kane.
Kane, yeah.
Right? And who trains with Kane every single week?
John Jones can take DC down. He can sure as hell Brock
Doesn't
can
matter.
take him down.
Wasn't Brock had diverticulitis in that fight?
Yeah.
That was
like
over him. That was over him. He had the verticalitis.
No, he had it for a while though.
Oh really?
No, yeah, but that's like a constant thing. That's like that'll affect you.
A couple of years before it.
Yeah, it would have just been like stomach pain. You probably would have felt like it's just cramps or something. And when you're a guy that size, you're like, fuck going to the doctors. I'll just train through it, probably. And then he goes to the doctors and he's fucked.
It would have been good to see Brock just kind of focus on MMA for a few years, healthy, just to see what he could have possibly done.
Chuck him at Team Alpha Male, Jackson's or something.
One thing I'm no keen with Brock is he doesn't like being hit in the face for whatever reason. And when you see him train, I've never seen him hit in the face when he trains either. I don't know if they're not allowed to punch him in the face or whatever. I think he just thinks he'll come in, take you down, and then ground him down or whatever. But
he's not going to take. How do you think he's going to take DC down that easily, though? I mean, like DC's an international level wrestler, so
Brock's a fucking top level wrestler.
Of course, I think it wouldn't be that easy for him, and if they end up in a clinch, like a classic clinch against a cage situation, that's DC's wheelhouse. So
he did take down Cain Velasquez, though. It was just that he gassed after like.
Yeah, he got straight back up. But
that's all part of the craft. So I suppose we'll have to see, and I'm sure we will. Yeah, I'll be watching that one live.
I'm sure I heard Chael Sonnen talking about how it's sort of just like smoke and mirrors with how good Brock was at wrestling, because he was state champion and stuff. But I'm sure Chael Sonnen was saying if you look at like the brackets for that year and the state and stuff, there's not that many guys that are that big. So if other guys who are like NCAA champions, they're beating hundreds of people, or like like the 28 of the best guys in the country, whereas Brock's beating the 6 best guys in the country. Yeah, well, I mean something like that.
There was beef between him and Kurt Angle back in the day, and they got into it behind the scenes, and Kurt Angle took him down with ease and kept him down. So, and look at the size of Kurt Angle. So,
exactly.
But Kurt Angle was another one. He was rumoured to come into the MMA and never did it. So.
Fuck it. We should just cancel DC Brock. Hoist Gracie Brock. Let's go. In the gi.
Yeah.
Brock can wear wrestling shoes and a singlet.
We should go back to the days. No weight classes, and you can wear one boxing glove and.
I'd watch it.
So strangle people with your belts and shit. Fucking.
Throw Demetrius Johnson in there and give him a chair. I'll watch it.
Like, yeah, I'll watch it as well, actually. Well, guys, I think that's about time now. Exhausted the list of topics we had, so I just want to first of all say a big thank you to Alex Feld for coming on this evening. Where can people find you on social media and give us the gym and everything, so people know where to hit that up?
At Obsidian MMA, and yeah, that's just it. At Obsidian MMA on everything. So hit me up there. And I got one more point. Does anyone not think that Anthony Smith sort of looks like Harry Hill did like 2 years cycle of Tren?
But Anthony Smith, the guy who's going to be fighting on...
Yeah, when he has the glasses and the suit on, it just looks like Harry Hill blown up on roids.
I kind of see it now.
About to do TV burp.
We've got a bearded Harry Hill
MMA
here with us.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That's a good point to end on there, Alex. So,
no, Alex, who's going to be the
I was literally just thinking about it the whole time, and I was like, I have to bring this up. I've seen a photo of him on YouTube.
I've got one question for Alex. Who's going to be the first fighter out of your gym to sign for a big promotion? Bama, Cage Warriors, Bellator, etc. No pressure. Who's going to be the first one?
If Paul's trained, because flyweight's easier to climb the ranks.
Big shout out, Paul.
I've seen him at On Top. He's a
and he's a bad man. He's a bad man. And in his last fight, he won every second against bloody Adam. He was winning pretty much every second until he gassed out. He had a chest infection for like a month before the fight and just didn't train. He was just working chest infection, and he won every second. If you watch that fight back on YouTube, he's piecing him up on the feet, landing shots every second, and he just gassed. And the moment he gassed, that was it, done. The fight just stopped. So
Paul, get your ass back in the gym and keep it in there.
Fuck yeah! And if Max is on our level with his mind, he wants to go far. So we'll see what Max can do.
I think the fight game's more mental than it is physical.
Yeah,
if you don't have it
is.
mentally, you're fucked.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I would agree,
100%. Hope to see those guys doing well for you, Alex. And yeah, I'm sure as always we'll get them on one of the live streams when they do.
Definitely.
Yeah, Cameron, have you got your social media sorted out yet, buddy?
I do. I revived my old school Twitter, so I am actually at Meatbag, but that's with 4 E's.
Meatbag.
Oh yes, easy to remember, so you'll find me on there.
I think we're gonna have to change your Twitter handle to Cameron the Expert, right?
I'll change it just for you. I'll change it just for you, Lewis.
Cameron the Expert MMA UK. I think we need to change.
That's the one. That's the one.
So we're gonna get that set up for you, and next time we'll shut that out. Pete, I know you don't care, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Where can people let you up?
www.fuckufc.com/I'm the man. There you go. Yeah.
Not a real address, guys, I doubt, but if you're interested, have a look.
I'm waiting to find it because I'm typing it right now.
But no, guys, obviously always a pleasure to speak to you. And I think James Hamilton's going to be back next week. We'll see what happens with that one. Ooh, to James Hamilton. And yeah, guys, as always, have a good evening. And see you all soon.
Adios.
Perfect. Catch you later.
See you later.